Today, we're going to be talking about how to take the things that you need to be doing during your day or your weeks or your months, and how do you strategically plan them within the context of time that you have available to you. It's so important that you understand that we have something called a time inventory. And with our inventory, there's going to be supply of time and there's going to be demand on your time. And the best way to make sure you're in control of that and that you can plan ahead is to have a calendar or planning system. I use two different variations of a planning system. One is digital through Google Calendar, and the other one is actually a paper planner that I use a Happy Planner for. My Happy Planner is actually something that we kind of call in the planner world Franken planning. I have taken pieces of all kinds of planners, made my own dividers, labeled them what I needed them to be, and my planner is a combination of a journal, a brain dumping station, a notes capturing, if you will, as well as an annual, monthly, weekly, and sometimes even daily planning. So recently, we've been doing a lot of videos and conversations about productivity, about having inboxes to capture things that are coming at you all the time so that you can then schedule time to process them. We talked about how to prioritize and have goals and how to really filter the things coming at you and when you should do them and what you should be focusing on based on your priorities and your goals and the things that are really important to you. And then we also talked about routines and habits and how when you are brain dumping and creating kind of this master to-do list of things you need to do, if you keep seeing the same things over and over again, or there are things that you have to do often or recurringly that you need to create workflows and routines for. Well, today we're going to be talking about how do you actually plan those things within your planner. The goal for me for having a calendar and keeping it is to be able to keep it up to date, always be able to be prepared ahead of time for the things that are going to be happening, and to be able to do as much as I possibly can in the littlest amount of time that I could possibly get it done in. They say when you give yourself a certain amount of time, you're going to fill that time up. You're going to get the thing done within that time. So if you give yourself 2 hours to complete a task, it's going to take you 2 hours. If you give yourself 20 minutes, suddenly you become like superhuman and you can actually complete it in 20 minutes. So I really try to compartmentalize and give myself realistic time blocks for things that I need to get done. But at the same time, I don't want to give myself too much time where I can find myself getting distracted or kind of lollygagging and not really getting it done, or when I can really fill up my time with more things that I can be doing that could help my productivity. Keeping that calendar in my planner is going to help me stay focused. It's going to help me see that I am really doing the things that are aligned with the goals that I have set and what I actually say that I want to get done and what are important to me. And the more you're tracking in a calendar, in a planner, the more you can actually see how much free time you have, what things you're spending your time on, and that you can possibly audit that. And really, are there some adjustments and some things you can be doing to free up more and more of your time? And if you've been following me for a while or watching my videos, you know that for me, time is my most precious resource, more than money, more than all kinds of things, because I can't get time back. Every single minute that goes by is a minute that we're never going to get again. So my productivity is super, super important to me. So where do we start when it comes to my planning process? First thing I do is I actually start my planning process in August of every year because I like to go based off my children's school schedule, which they start school in August. The first thing that I do is I get the annual school schedule and I will map out when they have time off, when they have breaks, when there's holidays and things like that in my annual planner. All of that then gets used when I go in to create my monthly planner, my monthly calendar. I will reference my annual calendar that shows all the days off, all the holidays, all the things that I really need to be prepared for or know ahead of time. And so I like to use the school calendar because I'm a mom and I do need to sometimes succumb to what's happening in our school system. The second thing that I do is I then use my monthly planner, that glance of that monthly calendar view, and be able to see where I have time. And what I do is I pick my top 3 things that I'm going to be focusing on for that month. I input all of my routines that I need to get done. I take a look at, again, anything that's coming down annual. Maybe there's some trips, maybe there's some birthdays, holidays, maybe there's some deadlines or things that need to be done within that month. I will then start doing my weekly planning every Sunday based off my monthly. So you can see that it starts with annual planning, then it goes to monthly planning, and then every single week I will reference back to my monthly and I will plan my week. Now, First thing that I do is I put in things that are completely booked in my calendar. Maybe I have a doctor's appointment. So that's going in my planner first. The second thing that goes into my planner is any routines that I have scheduled. I have my Money Monday routine that I've talked about several times before. That happens every single Monday at a specific time. So that's going to go into my planner so that I don't have any other things getting booked during that time. And I know that that time is not open, it's booked. So my routines get put into my planner right after I have days off, holidays, events, things like that, that need a specific time or that are already booked. Now, once I have all my book time and my routines put into my planning, I can then see where is the rest of my open time that I have. Once I have that open time viewable, I can start making plans to go back to my master to-do list where I have a list of all the things that I need to accomplish. I can prioritize that master to-do list by priority and things that need to get done sooner, maybe have a deadline, or by context. So maybe I want to focus this week or this month on doing technology and setting different things up when it comes to like our tech stack, for example. I will make sure that becomes a priority. I will filter through my master to-do list all the things that have to do with tech so that I can kind of batch it and stay in focus with one particular category. And then I will take that and I will fill up my open time that I have with those things to get done. So why does this work? I had tried so many planners and calendar systems for so long. And really, it's because I didn't have the right process that worked for me. I didn't have a way to brain dump all the things in one place that I need to get done and as they're coming to my mind, which is what we talked about in the brain dumping video. I didn't have one place for me to really make sure that I have all my block times set up ahead of time. So if somebody wanted to book an appointment with me, they would know what times were open. I didn't really have a planning routine that I could stick to every year, every month, every week, and then on a daily basis that would keep me on top of my planning and be proactive and more productive. And I really needed some time to audit the things that I was doing so that I could create those routines, those habits, and continue getting the habit of brain dumping and creating that master to-do list of the things that I want to accomplish while using the right planner routine. And like I mentioned before, every August I go through annual. I'll update the annual as things come up. Every last Sunday of the month, I will go in and plan my month looking forward based off our annual and any things I need to add on. And then every Sunday, I go in and I plan my week based off my monthly and add in any things that I need to add in there. Now, when I'm doing my planner routine, I do pull up my Google Calendar and I will reference all the digital things that I have booked. And the reason why I also need to put everything in my Google Calendar as well is because if anything ever happens to my paper planner, then I know I have a backup. But because clients and other people can schedule time with me through my Calendly link, I need to make sure that the time that I have already booked is blocked off. And so people can go in and see what time works for them. So I'll always have my Google Calendar up as I'm working through my paper planner. Now, some of you might be saying, well, why don't you just use digital only? And to be honest with you, my paper planning is this entire ritual for me. I am a kinesthetic learner as well as visual, which means I learn or remember things by doing and seeing visually. And so just the act of putting pen to paper and writing things down helps me remember what I need to get done during the day. It also makes me have that time while I'm doing this to question why I'm scheduling these things. Why did I set the time to do this? Because many times we will find we're saying yes to things we really probably shouldn't be saying yes to. And it allows me the time to reevaluate what I'm actually doing with my time. It also gives me a way to audit kind of like, where did my week go? If I need to make some changes. The other part is that I really enjoy decorating my planner. It's kind of like a creative process for me. I love stickers. I used to be really into scrapbooking when I was younger. And I actually think that being able to decorate my planner, like I said, is relaxing to me and it allows me to be creative, but it made me want to use my planner. So if you're someone who's kind of creative and you don't always like using digital systems, I highly recommend that you look into the Happy Planner. I will link it below and just see what ways you can be creative. Now, I will tell you that you can definitely go down the rabbit hole of products, but I recommend that you just start making your process first and then figure out what tools and supplies that you need in order for you to show up and use that process. So don't go down the rabbit hole. Start using whatever it is that you get first. I also have a link in the description box below that you can download your own planner templates that I've created, and you can print them and just use a basic printer, and all you've got to do is hole punch them in a 3-ring binder if you want, just to get your process going. But also I have purchased the Happy Planner hole puncher, and I have been printing my own planner pages for a really long time, so the only things that I really invest in are sticker books, and it's just what I love. So I'm not going to apologize for it. I think it's great. It helps me be creative. It is relaxing for me, and it allows me to show up and use my planner in a productive, fun, creative way as well. So here's what I noticed when I started really honing in on the right process for me. I started becoming more productive. I was able to focus on the task at hand and not get as distracted as I was getting before. It also allowed me to stay on focus, meaning that if I was distracted and I had to come back to something, it didn't take me 20, 30 minutes like it used to for me to get back into something. And the more I started tracking what I was doing with every minute of my time, the more every minute of my time became precious. And I really started setting boundaries for having that focused time and not letting other things distract me. The other thing is, once I was really using my master to-do list to put in kind of bigger projects that felt overwhelming and I never thought that I was going to be able to get to or complete, and then really taking some time to break down what the next steps are for me to start taking in order to get some headway in those projects, I started to feel a lot more confident as I was achieving even the small steps and seeing the progress that I was getting to really finishing a project that before that felt really overwhelming. And being able to kind of say, okay, for this month, this is a project I want to work on, and here's how I'm going to break it down every week. And these are the times that I'm putting it into my open time. And this is when I'm going to show up to actually tackle each step of this. And by the end of the month, that means if I stick to my calendar and what I've planned, I can absolutely achieve this. And then when you do it and you show up and you achieve it, you realize how much easier things can be if you just take a few minutes to plan them out and actually put them in your calendar and actually follow what you've planned. Now, life happens and things change, and you do need to be flexible and not kind of psychotically rigid on your planner. But it is something that will make such a difference in the way that you're functioning, the way that you feel mentally. It will help you with avoiding burnout. It will help you be focused and achieve results. And the more you do that, the more confident you get, the more you go after bigger and better things. And honestly, it creates such an amazing ripple effect. So getting into this habit is not easy. Highly recommend that if you are someone who is interested to get a grip on your time and really learn how to create this planning process, your routines and your habits, how to really do brain dumping effectively, and having this master to-do list that's really going to be your hub for all the things you need to do, and being able to create inboxes in your life so you're not constantly stressed about everything coming at you. We have an amazing program that just recently launched that if you want to take a look at, and this is something like, if I could just get this, then I know I will have a better life. I will feel better. I will get more done. The results will come. Go ahead and check in the link in the description box and find out some more information. We would love to help you get through this kind of challenge and this hump that you feel like you've been having to deal with. And we have an amazing community there to help you also do it. But if you've liked this video and this is the type of information, things that you really need as a business owner or as a person who is busy, make sure you subscribe, and I will also link some more videos for you about this topic to help you get started on your own. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.